This is David Adams again with my second theoretical redesign. It is social cognitive theory number 2. And in social cognitive theory, basically, it's a perspective that can help us understand what and how we learn by observing others, and how in that process they begin to take control of their own behavior. So I'm going to, in this presentation, I'm going to present to Fallon a couple of different scenarios of a long purchase and a short sell. And then at the end, after she's closely observed this, I'm going to have her come up with some of her own scenarios with using other publicly traded companies. Okay. You ready, Fallon?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, in my scenario, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2 long scenarios here. A long and a short scenario, and just want you to just take notes. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, okay? But in this first one, I've chosen the symbol of DCA. And in this scenario, the first one is a long purchase transaction, and it's as follows. I'm going to buy 1,000 shares of DCA at $3 per share, hold it for a month, and then sell it at $5 per share. The calculation is as follows. And how that works is, first I'm going to line up my buy and sell transactions. So the first act is I buy 1,000 shares of DCA at $3 a share. The total amount of cash outlay on that transaction is $3,000. Okay, now we wait a month or two, then we decide to sell the stock. So we sell 1,000 shares at a price of $5 per share. Stock is appreciated 2 points, as we call it in the market, and we have a transaction there of, when we sell, of $5,000. What we simply do is we got a difference of $2 per share on this. So the quick calculation on this is to multiply. We know that we bought it at a low price, we sold it at a higher price, we netted $2. So if you multiply $2 times 1,000 shares, it comes out to $2,000 profit. Okay? Any questions about that?
No.
Okay. All right. So, and what I'm going to do is give you a short sale scenario now, in which we take that same DCA stock, and if we were to sell 1,000 shares of DCA at $8 per share, hold it for, say, 2 months, and then we buy it back, okay, at $5 per share, the calculation is going to be as follows. Now, if you notice, we did the exact opposite, because this is a short sale. So instead of buying first at a low price and then hoping it goes up and then selling it at a higher price to lock in our profit, what we're doing first is, in a short sale, is we're actually reversing the transaction. So what we do is we sell the stock first, in this case at $8 per share, right?
Yes. Okay,
now in order to close out that transaction, we've got to buy the stock back to lock it out. So we noticed that after 2 months, the stock was originally at $8 per share. The stock is now at $5 per share. Guess what? We can now turn back and buy that stock at a low price, in this case at $5 per share. We actually net ourselves $3 per share. So it's, we did in reverse. We bought it at 5, we sold it at 8. Okay, the same as a long trade, but we just did the first act of selling at $8 first. What we now have is a $3 net per share. You multiply that times 1,000 shares, we've just netted ourselves $3,000. Okay?
Okay.
Any questions on that?
No.
Okay. Now, all right. So now what I want you to do, since you're a master of this theory and these calculations, now what I want you to do is pick out a stock of your own and give me a reason, an explanation, set up your transaction, so I can see how it flows in theory with you. Go ahead.
Okay, well, my first example is a long purchase scenario using the company US Steel with the stock symbol X.
What letter is it? What's the stock symbol?
X.
X. Okay, X.
It trades at $300 per share.
Because that's an old company, US Steel. It's a member of the Dow Jones index is, it's one of the stocks that's comprised inside the dirty 30, as we call it. So U.S. Steel, that's an old, very old stock, a very stable stock. And obviously, if it's trading around $300 per share, it's a very solid company. So, okay.